各位亲爱的网友朋友，大家好。
Hello, my dear friends.
这说一觉到天亮这件事情，
Wow, a good night's sleep for some people is very difficult. Is that right, Joyce and Christine? Yeah, it's really. Well, have you ever had times that you couldn't sleep sometimes? Oh, yes. Oh, when you were nervous. I know that you don't have insomnia. No, not that serious. Very occasionally, not serious at all. Well, Joy said before she came to Bodhi meditation that she actually was bothered by it. And she said, really? Yeah. But after practice Bodhi meditation, she was sleeping so soundly. Oh, really? You did have that before? Oh, yeah. Oh, when you had a lot of troubles and very frustrated. So Grandmaster says, yes, everybody could have that. Oh, I had that before. Oh, well, until now, maybe altogether there should be a whole month. Yeah, if I add all the days that I didn't sleep well together, it would be like a whole month. Oh, that's nothing. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of our online friends would think that, oh, that must be their goal. A lot of times, Grandmaster says, I can control the time of sleep. Like I can, I was like a machine that I can set like when to fall asleep and when to wake up. For most people, it would be very difficult, right? Yeah. However, through our investigations, there are quite a few people who do have, the suffering of, couldn't sleep, fall asleep, or insomnia. No, yeah, they couldn't fall asleep, or and they always hear different sound. Oh, they hear some sound on the roof, or maybe from the door, or maybe like 500 miles away, there's a well jumped, or neighbors were whispering. Oh, actually, a loud whisper they could even hear, and when they could not fall asleep, their hearing seems to be so well. We don't know why, but let's watch. Some people, when they come to Bodhi meditation, because of their sleep issues, they come to Bodhi meditation, and not long after, they're really getting better. My name is Kasita Sanadista, and I'm 44 years old. I have insomnia for over 10 years. I can't sleep at night. I used to lay on the bed and only fall asleep at 5 a.m. Then I get up at 9 to 10 a.m. So on average, I only sleep for 3 to 4 hours a night. When I wake up, I have headaches and I'm depressed and easily irritated. This illness had tortured me for over a decade until this year when I found the Bangkok Bodhi Meditation Center. I attended their event on May the 22nd. I tried sitting meditation and heard Grandmaster JinBodhi's energy blessing music with singing bowls. In the afternoon, I also tried walking Energy Bagua. What's impressive is that my lower back pain and other occupational illnesses were relieved after the sitting meditation. I was calmer and felt refreshed. The teacher told me that I would be able to sleep better tonight. He also gave me Grandmaster JinBodhi's energy blessing music so I could listen at home. That night, I listened to it before bed and quickly fell asleep. I felt so comfortable and slept deeply for 7 hours. I woke up with a clear mind and great energy. I was able to exercise in the morning and work better. Because my mind was clear and my body was comfortable, I decided to practice meditation and energy Bagua every morning. It's been a month since I started practicing Bodhi meditation. Every day, I can quickly fall asleep and sleep deeply. I feel so comfortable that I no longer need to play music to help me sleep. After taking a bath, I go to bed and simply fall asleep. I can sleep until the morning without interruption. Then I can practice Energy Bagua and do other things. This is my amazing experience. I want to thank Bodhi Meditation, Energy Bagua. I'm even more grateful to Grandmaster JinBodhi. Thank you for teaching these effective methods to everyone. People should come to Bodhi meditation and try meditation. You will see your transformation. It's as if getting a brand new life. Thank you so much. Wow, we're so happy for her. She's all the time smiling and sharing her experience of transformation. 10 years of insomnia. This is not very short, right? But it's like in such a short time, completely changed. And right that night, the first night, she already fell asleep very quickly. Mostly it's because Grandmaster's healing music of the singing bowl. Also, she also did the sitting meditation and practiced the Energy Bagua. So she put all of these together. That is in Bangkok, in Thailand. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's only like 1 month after the Bangkok Bodhi Meditation Center was established, and there's already someone benefited. And this lady has already benefited. And her name is Thantita Thanadisayara. Oh, let's give her a present. Yes, sure, wonderful. This is the first friend from Thailand who get a present from Grandmaster. Yeah, this Energy Bagua t-shirt, breathable and very cool. Thank you so much, Grandmaster. Okay, the next, let's listen to another sharing. Yeah, just now the one is so effective and so quickly transformation. And the next one is another older student. My name is Lei Xing Lan. When I was 40 years old, my 2 daughters were attending university and my son was getting ready to go to university. Life was extremely stressful because I had to support all 3 of them in their undergraduate studies. I was working late night shifts and my health deteriorated. The stress caused chronic insomnia. I tossed and turned in bed every night and couldn't fall asleep. It was torture. When I finally fell asleep, I had to get up and go to the bathroom. I went to the toilet 3 to 4 times a night and only slept for 2 to 3 hours. I woke up feeling tired every morning. The chronic insomnia caused numbness and pain on the right side of my head, like something was pulling on it. I worried that it might be a precursor of stroke. So I went to a clinic and the doctor ordered a CT scan. The scan showed that everything was normal, but my head was still very uncomfortable, even affecting my life. My friend introduced me to several traditional Chinese doctors who gave me acupuncture. I had TCM and acupuncture treatments for almost a year, and there's practically not much improvement. Then my immune system started to have issues as well. I had cold frequently, and it would last 8 to 10 days each time. I'm so afraid of getting a cold because I'd have an uncontrollable running nose. So I stuffed napkins into my nostrils. Because of the running nose, my headache was even worse. My hands and feet are icy, like popsicles, all year round. Because of these health issues, I had a very bad temper. I got mad easily over any small thing. So my family was very tense. My classmate discovered that I had so many health issues, and she introduced me to Bodhi meditation. I came to Bodhi meditation just to give it a try. I learned meditation and Energy Bagua. After walking Energy Bagua for 2 months, I realized that my hands and feet were are getting warmer. Well, that many traditional Chinese medicines I took for this issue didn't help at all. So I was very excited about this change. After walking Energy Bagua for 3 months, I realized my sleeping quality improved. I used to sleep for only 2 to 3 hours, but now I can sleep for 4 to 5 hours. In less than a year, my sleeping quality was back to normal. I can sleep from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. I'm so happy to wake up feeling energized. My astigmatism is over 2 diopters. It disappeared as well. My immune system became more robust as well. As a result, I haven't had a cold in 6 to 7 years. I had a huge dark spot on my left cheek for over 10 years. It's gone now. When my friends see me, they all say, "Wow, you look so much younger. Your skin was so dull, but now it's glowing. You look like 10 years younger." I'm so happy. I have a much better temper now. My husband is delighted to see me when he comes home from work. Grandmaster has given me a brand new life with good health. My entire family is extremely grateful to Grandmaster JinBodhi and Bodhi meditation. After practicing Energy Bagua, sleep well every night. Immunity improved. Hands and feet are warm. Astigmatism disappeared. In 10 years, black spot also disappeared. So she also benefited in many aspects. She used to toss and turn a long time. And then finally she got to fall asleep. And then she would get up to go to bed, to go to washroom. Oh my gosh, she could only sleep like 2 or 3 hours a night. Yeah. So she had all kinds of issues, yeah. And her hands and feet would be cold, her immune system would be weak, and she had dark spot on the face, like the whole body is affected, the whole overall health is affected. But only 3 months after practicing Energy Bagua, her sleep time is already like sound sleep for 4 to 5 hours. And after walking a whole year, less than a year, and her sleep issue completely disappeared, removed. Like she was clapping her hands. It's just like only words cannot express enough. And so she's really glowing. And the dark spot for over 10 years is very, look, it's so obvious, right? Yeah, it's like benefited from many different fields. So she said it's stress from life, yeah, to support the 3 children, yeah, from work, maybe from financial pressure, yeah, and caused the whole body to have issues, especially sleep, yes. Yeah, when she couldn't sleep well, then it would be a terrible cycle. Then all the things seems to be ruined. Yeah, and it's hard to avoid. But she benefited so much. So Grandmaster says everybody wants to improve. For Lei Xinglan, she needs to spend some time. It wasn't like she just takes some pills and she sleep for 2 to 3 hours, and if she doesn't take the pills, then she couldn't sleep. Yeah, well, having an illness is easy, but remove it is hard. And so remove it needs time and also a very wonderful way. Time plus perfect practice. So Bodhi meditation, the effect is not like a surgery. You couldn't be like so anxious for the result. You do need to give yourself some time. Yeah, because Bodhi meditation is, improving the overall health. Is not just insomnia. It actually improves everything. And also sleeping pills has side effects. And if you take sleeping pills, you probably won't be able to sleep very soundly. And then the next day, in the daytime, you might still feel dizzy. Yeah, so actually the side effects for those sleeping pills sometimes could be quite severe. And also these medications are always harming liver and kidney. A lot of well, in our live stream talking about livers, a lot of them are caused by the side effects of medications. Yes, that harms the kidney too, because every medicine will go through the kidney. If it goes through it, then it will be harmed. And a lot of times, the insomnia, when they have insomnia, then they would have, if you take sleeping pills, you might have to increase the quantity more. Yeah, all the time. I heard that some people, Grandmaster said, I heard some people take 4 pills, and Joy said some of the students even take 6 or 8 pills in our students. Yeah, after a period of time, it would be really terrible. So we're so grateful that Grandmaster teach these practices are so simple and also truly effective and in a very profound way. So should we give her a present? Yeah. Oh, wow. It's good that you remind me, because I'm already only thinking about her benefits. So Lei Xin Lan from San Francisco. Oh, do you still remember this? Oh, this is Medicine Buddha's heart mantra. Medicine Buddha. This is the Sanskrit for Medicine Buddha's heart mantra. This is very pretty. Yeah. Now they're all sold out, so this present is very precious. I hope Medicine Buddha will bless you, Lei Xin Lan. Yeah. Miss Lei Xin Lan. Okay, thank you, Grandmaster. Kristen said, I have a question. Actually, how come in our childhood we're like sleeping like a baby, right? When we need to go to school, then our parents call us and couldn't actually get us out of bed. And yeah, they need to yell at us. And sometimes we sleep like until noon. How come when people grow up, then they could even have insomnia? And it's not like very rare. Like 70 or 80% of people have had that bad experience before. You know, some people, when they had insomnia, if they don't have a natural healing or natural therapy, then they would have that insomnia for like over 10 years or even a whole lifetime, Joy said. So let's think about what caused this. Well, should I say, yeah. Well, yeah, in our childhood, because we don't have any worries, we don't worry about anything. Yeah, we don't. We only think, okay, what are we going to eat today? What's for supper? But when you grow up, then, okay, you need pressure from studies, from job, from purchasing a house, from, finding a partner. And then after you get married, then the pressure from the children. If you cannot remove those pressures, then it's really hard to follow through. Yeah. Have you ever heard about people who get white hair overnight? Yeah, it must be like a big shock or pressure. A lot, sometimes it's from the pressure from work. I heard that. Wall Street. Yeah, a lot of people who work in the financial field, that they have very intensive stress. They have a lot of them are prone to insomnia or mental issues. How come they have so much stress and mental issues? Because they can make a lot of money. Well, when they're making money, it's like a roller coaster. They have to look at the numbers because the amount that they are managing, the amount of money that they're managing is huge. So even just a tiny bit of change, then the difference would be like maybe hundreds of millions, and so they couldn't even blink their eyes. And if their analysis for the market trend is different from the actual trend, then the loss could be like 10 million or even 100 million or something. So every second, like not just every minute, every second, their nerve is very tight. So Grandmaster said, I also heard the school teachers, the schools or the school districts, they have some requirement for the schools, and then especially in China, they have like a percentage that they require, like how many percentage of the students need to be accepted by a higher educational institute. Maybe, and they will have competition. How come class 1 and 2 is of higher marks, and then how come you have like 20 marks lower average? It must be the teacher's problem. Maybe you didn't put your heart in it, or maybe you are not very good at teaching, and so they will reconsider whether you're suitable for the position. And so they have a lot of pressure, not only from the schools, but also from the parents. And then the parents would say, oh, my kids are smart, but it's just that you're not very good at teaching. And also people who are like perfectionists, so they won't let go, so it's more likely for them to have insomnia. So any kind of work can cause this. Sometimes it's beyond our imagination. So these are all from stress and pressure. Another reason for insomnia maybe is because of losing something. Maybe they lost in their investment, or maybe they had a divorce, so they had a breakup, or they lost their love, and so of course they will cry and they couldn't sleep well. Of course they feel bad, and then they feel wronged, or and then they feel sad. And all these negative emotions will, arrive. And Grandmaster said, how come the breakup is like liberation? They should sleep well. Oh, no. If they succeed in the project, or if they finally been accepted by a post-secondary education, then they would sleep well. Well, if you don't like your boyfriend or girlfriend, and then so this breakup will liberate you, right? But sometimes it's not easy. Yeah, maybe it's because that you get hurt, so you break up, and therefore at night you would think over and over about the harm and the hurting words, and so don't save any money. So when there's a breakup, you just need to leave. Well, a lot of times it's not, the loss is not just losing money. They feel like, oh, I put so much love there, and then they feel like they haven't been fairly treated, and they're saying, oh, why is that, right? Yeah, why? Oh my gosh, yes, this is very typical. So that's what Buddha taught us in the sutras, like you cannot get what you want. Or maybe you think, my classmate has already had a big house or a good car, and how come you don't have it, right? And maybe you tried many things and you cannot succeed, so you can only be a working class. If you can find a satisfactory job, it's already good enough. But you're very jealous about your classmates. Whenever there's a classmate gathering, then you feel it's a shame, and that's what you feel, right? And then you don't want to go there, and you couldn't even afford to pay tips. And therefore you feel, oh, life is meaningless. You would like to leave your classmates. You're the only stupid person among all the classmates, and then you won't be able to sleep well, at least for 3 nights. Well, yeah. sometimes maybe
我们邻居
you
老李发财了，
yeah
不得好死。
you might think,
钱都
oh,
进来
my
了
neighbor Lao Li
他知道你做生意
made
赚
a
来
lot
了
of
你
money,
觉得
and
你发财，我痛
you
苦
think
啊
that, oh,
是吧？
I
而且
feel
气得
bad
更着
because you
上
made a lot of
也是
money,
的
and this
那叫
jealousy
红
also
灰耳
made
病
him not being
也
able
是
to
的
sleep well. Chinese people call it red eye disease, call this jealousy. Yeah, maybe she would also think about how to, you know,
所以虽然是
to
羡
be
慕别人，但是
resilient
自己
and you
有
know
这些
make a
没
lot
这
of
个
money. Well, this is a
啊
positive
对不
thought,
对
and
啊
well,
是吧？好不
so
容易跳了个
Grandmaster
海，不
says,
会游泳，
oh,
既不会游
you
泳也没
wanted
救
to
生衫，
jump
是
into
不
the
是？跳下
ocean,
去
you
才
don't
知
know
道
how to
啊，此生
swim.
没了。
And then you think, oh no,
对，所以这些问题
you've already in the ocean, but you don't
求
know
不
how
得
to
好，
survive. So
哎，
anyways, if you cannot get what you want, yeah, everybody in life, Joyce said, probably have experienced it. And so Christine said a lot of the students who actually did well in their entrance exam to the universities, they're very happy. And then we'll congratulate them. They will send to their WeChat friend group. But those people who didn't do well in the entrance exam, there's an annual entrance exam in China for post-secondary institutions, and when they don't do well, then the parents dare not tell others. Yeah, when they were studying hard before the exam, they sleep very, very late at night, but still they had hope. But when they didn't do well in the actual exam, then they know their marks are low. Then a lot of students who didn't have good marks, then they might not be able to fall asleep. Yeah, actually, Joyce said, I have a friend who actually was admitted to a very good university, but ever since going to university, how come she's now already over 50 years old and she's still having insomnia? Grandmaster said, you're not 50, how come your classmate is already 50? And he said, oh, she's only 40. Yeah, she did. She worked very hard just because she was working very hard to prepare for the entrance exam, and she did had a good mark in her entrance exam and was admitted by a very good university. But then, yeah, because she was exhausted and over stressed, and so she had this what we call this neurasthenia, and now she doesn't have that stress anymore, but the neurasthenia is already there and she couldn't sleep well. It's like ever since she went to university now until now, she's always suffering from this. And or insomnia could be caused by maybe insomnia, or maybe had an accident or an injury, or maybe right now they had a pain and they're so painful that they couldn't fall asleep. Yeah, so those pain or illness caused couldn't sleep well. And maybe some people, because of the illness, so it's not the physical pain. Yeah, so there are two kinds. One is the physical pain, like the lower back pain or back pain or something. Because of that physical pain, you cannot go to sleep. Or maybe it's another kind, like maybe the doctor said you have cancer, even though it's not painful at the moment. But you worry about your future, and you still have a lot of things you haven't arranged, and then what to do. Yeah, so whenever everybody who has got that diagnosis would be frightened and would not be able to sleep well. So there will be many different reasons. We haven't analyzed like all the reasons, and there's another big cause is because of a depression. Yeah, they're already depressed. So when they are depressed, then they would think too much and they only think negative things. When well, a lot of people with depression, they don't sleep, but in the day night, at night they don't want to sleep, and in the daytime they are always sleepy. So we actually have seen a lot of people with depression, and so they're not only always in low mood, they also have various degrees of insomnia. So yeah, so this becomes a very bad cycle. Like they're in bad mood and they couldn't sleep well, and then they couldn't sleep well, they're in even worse mood, and so it would be a terrible cycle. They think that, oh, if they can have a good sleep, then everything will be fine. But the people with depression, they're not like this. When they are sleeping, they would think about it over and over, and they couldn't let go. And yeah, so Jing Shan Cui, our online friend Jing Shan Cui said, oh, maybe from the menopause. Because of the menopause syndromes, yes, yeah, that can cause insomnia. Yeah, so that could be the complication from the menopause. Maybe there's endocrine problem, or maybe the hormones are not balanced, and yeah, this is one of the problems. And some people, they just don't know why, they just had that. So when yeah, it's like unknown vehicle or unknown insomnia, or maybe they're regretted about something and then they couldn't sleep well, or any setback can cause insomnia. Yeah, so Grandmaster says one cause is because of the physical issues, and the second is because of pressure and stress, and the third is because they actually just have that genes, and maybe also depression caused that. Maybe 3 or 4 kinds, but some people are very lucky. After a few days, they couldn't sleep well. Maybe they go to see a doctor, and then they will get some maybe injection or some pills, and then they get well. But some people are not so lucky. Just like Joy's classmate, for her whole life she suffered from insomnia. That's really painful. And every day when she's about to sleep, it would be so hard. And she also, yeah, that she also need to lie down. She still need to lie down, but she couldn't fall asleep. Excuse me. And so she was counting the seconds. Yeah, some people say, oh, you should count the sheep. Some people, they count maybe like they count 9,099 or 10,000 sheep. They still couldn't fall asleep. Yeah, but so there doesn't seem to be a very good way to. So there was an online friend. She said, oh, because she lie on the bed and thought too much and couldn't fall asleep. So Joy said, before we call that neurasthenia. You all know that I'm a doctor, huh? I'm actually not a doctor. I'm just guessing. Actually, the reason I think that caused insomnia, possibly, you know, our ancestors, according to our ancestors, like Grandmaster Ren said, your 5 senses, your eyes, or your vision, your hearings, or you cannot speak well, or maybe you're hunchbacked, or so the ultimate reason is because your lack of vital energy. And so your lack of energy. So because of lack of energy, when you have enough energy, it's like maybe at home you have the dishwashing machine, and you have the stove, and you have the vacuum, and you have the lamps, you have all these electronics. And when you don't have enough power, in Vancouver, it's 110 volt. In Asia, it's 220 volt. Whether it's 110 or 220, when the power supply is not sufficient, it's supposed to be 110 volt, but it's only 70 or 80 volt. Say, for example, it is like a mixer, but it can mix like even bones or meat or like walnuts in like 5 seconds. But when the power supply is not sufficient or strong enough, then this mixer, even without anything, it won't turn and spin. And when there's something very heavy or very hard to cut, then it will be like moaning. And so when you're using a blower, those electric blower, if the power is sufficient, then it will be blowing well. But maybe you turn it on and it won't be able to blow. And then maybe the lamp would be very not bright, and sometimes it's blinking. And so when the electricity or the power is not sufficient, then every electronics won't be able to work properly. And so when human beings are very similar to this situation, when you don't have enough energy. So say, for example, when you are about to sleep, when you have enough energy, when it's time to fall asleep, my grandmaster says the energy will naturally and automatically go down, and then your eyelids will be so heavy you cannot even open your eyes. Then so this will help you to match the rhythm of the universe. The earth is turning, and at night it's very dark, especially in the ancient times. It's very dark. The only thing you can do is to fall asleep. So human beings follow this rhythm. If you don't sleep, how can you have enough energy, right? Even robots, they need power, right? And so at night, human beings need to fall asleep, because human beings on earth, they need to match and adapt this environment. And so when universe created human beings, when we have enough energy, then when it's time for sleep, then you would just lie down and fall asleep. Well, at least less than 20 minutes you'll fall asleep. This would be relatively healthy. Those people who are not healthy, it's because they are lack of energy when they're supposed to sleep. The energy, those very strong energy, it's just like the turning of the earth. Because of lack of energy, the energy is supposed to go down. They cannot go down, so the energy was stuck in the head. And so you cannot fall asleep, and then all the things will come up. And then you will think about all of those things, and you couldn't fall asleep. And then say, for example, the lady couldn't fall asleep, and maybe 5 a.m. she would knock at the door of her husband and say, "Oh, when we got married, you said you will buy a color TV for me. Actually, you didn't buy for me. Actually, I bought it myself. And then you said you're going to buy me a gold ring, and you didn't buy it." And so, children are already 20 years old or 30 years old, and you record all of those things, or even ancient things, You remember all the things from the past, and you don't remember anything in the present, but you remember everything in the past or even in ancient times. Because why is that? Because she couldn't fall asleep, so that makes her very, very anxious, and so she cannot, or he or she cannot control cannot manage a very normal function of the body, of the organs. And so the whole night she cannot fall asleep, so she would feel very bad, and usually she would want to find somebody to scold, and so maybe first person she choose would be her husband, and maybe she would found a child too. Those people who always scold others and blame others, you think that they have excessive energy. It's like they have too much energy to scold, but actually it's because they are lack of energy. So Grandmaster said, I observed those people. Usually their face would be more pale and yellowish. So, and those kind of grayish pale, starting from their very dark eye sockets, and so there will be many different kinds of grayish color. The most serious kind of gray color, they would be dying. Those are because of for a long time they couldn't sleep well, and when they couldn't sleep well, their nervous system is chaotic, and so they would have those cocoon eyes, and it's because of lack of kidney energy, and so their liver won't be able to function properly. So those people are lack of energy, and their hands and feet will also most likely be cold. Oh, those people think, oh, I don't have cold hands or cold feet. Well, actually, you have hot hands or hot feet. Actually, this is not good. It's because of too much fire. So it's also because you are lack of a kind of cooling energy, so the heat cannot go down. So it has something to do with liver and has something to do with the stomach and spleens, the digestion system. You need to adjust your digestion system, because otherwise at night you would just automatically think about troubles, and then you want to find somebody to throw tantrums. And so what should you do? So, you need to hold one of these stones to allow the energy from the stone to cool you down, to hold the stone in your hand so that the stone will absorb the energy that cause you the frustrations and cause your insomnia. So you need to hold these stones to absorb those excessive energy. So there are two different kinds, and both of them would have difficulty in falling asleep. And so their face would be pale and then turn gray and even very dark color. The bigger area of the grayish color, the more serious your nervous system would be. For people who have had a very, if you haven't had good sleep, then if you had like a night shift, then the next day you would feel like hard to hear and your head is kind of dizzy. And so, you cannot fall asleep. It's because of lack of energy. Because of lack of energy, then your body cannot have the energy to support the proper function of the body. And so in order to sleep well, so Christine said, is that right? We need a proper amount of energy to support our good sleep. Oh, so now I learn it. So usually we think that, oh, we're already exhausted for the whole day, so we need sleep to, charge. Well, actually, when you are completely lack of energy, it's like the phone is completely out of power, and then probably it would be even impossible to charge. And so Grandmaster said, yeah, thank you for that reminder. Maybe you haven't imagined that, oh, you're moving, and then you lost job, and then you like that all the things come up, and then you're so frustrated, and then you're angry, and you're irritated, and then all the things are waiting for you to do. When you are exhausted, but still you have a lot of frustrations, and it's like past the extreme or the limit of your fatigue, and so there's not enough energy to support your proper functions. And then when you are supposed to see, you cannot see. When you are supposed to hear, you cannot hear. When you're supposed to sleep, you cannot sleep. And it's not whether you're tired enough. If you're over exhausted, you won't be able to sleep. So when you encounter this, there's a very simple way. Just fry some eggs and then drink some lukewarm water. Don't eat too much. Yeah. And just stir fry one egg and then drink a small bowl of lukewarm water. And then, so it actually nurtures the qi. So the energy will go down to the stomach instead of stuck in the head. So this will make you sleep very quickly. Some kids, even before they eat the 10th bite, they already fall asleep at the table. Some people say drink milk would also help. Would that help? Grandmaster said yes. It depends on different constitution. And some constitution, they're not suitable for drinking milk. So some can drink milk. And so, should be like about 35 degrees Celsius. Remember those moms, when they feed formula, they would drop some milk on their hand, and then it would be so a little bit cooler than the skin. So if you want to sleep, so you should drink the milk at about 35 to 40 degrees Celsius, and then that might help with the sleep. Okay, thank you, Grandmaster. Yeah. So this is very helpful. That actually explains why so many people who, after learning Bodhi meditation and Energy Bagua, they have improved, overall. And so insomnia is actually the first thing that actually is removed. It's because of the overall increasing and replenishing of the energy. So I told Grandmaster, I told some people, you can just let go a lot of these pressure. You actually have enough to eat, and you enough to to drink, and you have a house, and so whether you work or not, it's not actually necessary. But he or she might say, oh no, I have a lot of pressure. I have pressure because my dog lost half a kilo. Or my daughter is in the university. Her physics is 6 points less. It's actually 100. It should be 100 points. Yeah. Now it's 6 points less. Well, oh my gosh, I only got 6 points. I can still fall asleep. How come you? Yeah, you're too smart, but you care about too much. Yeah. Even the ocean waves are up and down, right? don't worry about it. Maybe after that, then maybe after a while, she would have over like 7 or 8 points more. And then you would think, oh, maybe if she have good marks, then you think, oh, if the girl is too smart, she cannot find a partner or boyfriend. Oh, no. Whatever she has, then you would worry. And then you think, oh, the bed is too high, or, well, however, whatever happened, then you are always worrying and couldn't fall asleep. And then it's why is that? Yeah, it's whatever the most trivial things, they would think it's the biggest thing. And according to their physiology, it's because that their lack of vital energy, so their heart and their kidney energy can, the kidney energy cannot provide the heart function, and the heart energy cannot provide the whole body. When these two organs are lack of energy, how come they feel like whatever happens, they would be very nervous? And so Grandmaster Christine asked, when they have a lot of energy in their kidney and a lot of energy in their heart, so whatever thing happens, they will think, oh no, this is nothing. Oh yeah, so they're like, this is nothing. Yeah. Maybe the lady is a little bit, big size, or then, yeah, and then, so there's still maybe these kind of ladies, their mouths would be big, and then they were like, they have very big heart. Whatever happens, they're like, oh, don't worry. There's just had a car accident. They would think, don't worry, police. She's still chatting with her friends. So they feel like even a car accident is nothing. So they have very big heart. And it's because that they have a lot of very sufficient vital energy. And that's why they call these are like a big lady or very small lady, like the Sun Ernyang from ancient Chinese story. She's not only very strong, but also very energetic, but she always wants to kill. That's too much. But when people have sufficient energy, then our organs and our facial organs will all be healthy, and sleep would be not an issue at all. And so yeah, so when someone is really care about, oh no, her daughter got 5 points less, or if she's thinking about it all the time, then it's all because that their lack of kidney energy, that the energy cannot be enough to support the heart. Yeah, the energy needs to support the heart. When we only have a small issue, then she thinks that this is a frustration. Then her heart will have fibrillation. Every family would have a clock, right? Especially in the 1980s or 1990s, they have those clocks that they will have like ka, ka, ka. Yeah. So when we want to check if the clock has a good quality, then the sound would be ka, 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 very crisp. But some bad quality clocks would be like not very clear. And so if your heart is also not very clear and not very crispy, then it's because of lack of energy. Yeah. When the heart has enough energy, then the heart will beat like very, very clear and crisp. And so it's because of abundant energy. Okay, so how to relieve that, how to change that, how to adjust that, Grandmaster? Our online friends are asking in the live chat. Yeah, we cannot just say, oh, you just do this, will be fine. But actually our Bodhi meditation and Energy Bagua, is well, they exist for healing health issues. Yeah. Well, Energy Bagua, we never say that this is for arm pain or whatever pain. Well, actually, if you practice well and if you're fortunate, then it can even cure cancer. Yeah, the first student that learned from me for Energy Bagua, he actually, his stomach has been cut, like most of it, and he survived, and even after 10 years, he taught like 100 students, and even though their postures are not right, they still benefited a lot. So, okay, we're talking about Bagua helps sleeping, so let's watch this sharing. So this is from Malaysia. My name is Fu Xiangrui. I'm 54 years old. Before walking Energy Bagua, I was very frail. I had insomnia for over 10 years. I couldn't sleep well. I woke up in the middle of the night feeling scared, and sometimes I would lay on the bed and stay awake until the morning. I slept for only 2 to 3 hours every day on average when I had insomnia. I'd finally get some sleep in the morning. I would only fall asleep when I was exhausted, so I usually start sleeping at 6 to 7 a.m. I was depressed and sad because I didn't get enough sleep. I had a bad temper and a lot of stress. I felt like a rock in my heart, and I couldn't breathe. I was suffering. Furthermore, it's not easy for me to go to my bedroom upstairs. I had knee and heel pain. My entire body was physically uncomfortable. It was severe. I live in a 3-story house, and I can't even walk up to the 2nd floor. I had to climb up with my forearms and legs. After getting up in the morning and coming down the stairs, I'd never go upstairs until I went to bed at night. I was tired, exhausted. And I got some prescription drugs from doctor. However, the drugs only treated the symptom and not the fundamental cause. After walking Energy Bagua for a month, I could sleep for 7 to 8 hours a night. I slept deeply and couldn't hear a sound. Even during the Lunar New Year, I didn't even hear any fireworks. I didn't hear the thunderstorms as well. I just sleep until the morning. It's true happiness. Sleeping was enough for me. I've been walking Energy Bagua for 5 years. My insomnia has healed completely. I don't get depressed for sulky anymore. Surprisingly, I can even run up the stairs at home. I didn't know what happened. My children were also surprised because they've always seen me climbing the stairs on all fours. I'm most grateful to my parents for the first half of my life. In the later half of my life, I'm most grateful to Grandmaster for changing my life. You've given me good health, happy family, and a prosperous business. I become a leader at an Energy Bagua practice point. I hope more people can learn Energy Bagua. I wish more people could gain joy and happiness through Energy Bagua and benefit as much as I had. Thank you, Grandmaster. After walking Energy Bagua, stress and insomnia disappeared. Asthma disappeared. Knee and heel pain are gone. Wow, it's only 1 month. After walking Energy Bagua, she was able to sleep 7 to 8 hours. Even couldn't hear fireworks or thunderstorms. Yeah. But before, she had over 10 years of insomnia and could even only sleep for like 2 to 3 hours a night. And she also benefited like overall. Before, she had like pain all over the body, and she had to climb up the stairs on all fours. Yeah. Without a proper sleep, of course, she would be lack of energy. All the organs and the bones and all the tissues, everything will be problematic. And later, she was able to run up the stairs. Not only her family members, but even herself couldn't even believe that now she become the leader of an Energy Bagua practice point to lead everybody. Yeah. So Energy Bagua boost our energy so we can sleep well, and all the other part of the body, the joints, the bones, the muscles, and everything will be fine, will be healthy. And many years ago, she was not able to walk up the stairs. She would have to climb up the stairs on all fours. And so this is not a human life anymore. Grandmaster said, I believe that she must feel extremely sad. She might have very terrible thoughts at the time. However, after meeting Energy Bagua, not long after, only 1 month, she was able to sleep 7 to 8 hours. Now she can climb up the stairs. Probably she can run up even faster than her children. And not only she was able to run up the stairs, and now she can lead a whole group of people to walk Energy Bagua. Yeah. So grateful for Grandmaster JinBodhi. Yeah, that's wonderful. She's so lucky. Let's give her a present. Yeah, she's in Malaysia, so that's very hot. And also right now it's the summer, so I'll give you this breathable and very cooling Energy Bagua t-shirt. Wish you health, longevity, your whole family will be auspicious. Thank you, Grandmaster received. This year I heard Grandmaster say a lot of places in the world are getting very hot, right? Oh, this year, Joyce said, is probably a problematic year. So our online friends, write on the live chat. There's the words on the sky saying "Walk Energy Bagua." So the next sharing is from Los Angeles, Sheng Guanghui, and he said. In 2018, I had a very serious insomnia. Every minute I couldn't fall asleep. I had a lot of problems and chest pain and congestion. Every night I have to go to emergency because I couldn't bear. And then the doctors at emergency will put an injection for nutrition for me because my heart couldn't handle without it. And after a week, I said I have to find a way because I thought I'm going to die. And so I went to a big hospital, and the doctor said, no, this is not, you cannot be like this. I'll give you a very strong medication that can relieve some symptoms. It did relieve a little bit because I can have a very short sleep, but the doctor said, you cannot have it for a long time. You can only take maximum 3 to 4 months. And the sleep that it gives me, it's not a normal sleep. Like, I would be suddenly in the freezer, and then suddenly I feel like I'm in the steamer, like extremely hot, and therefore in the daytime I would be very exhausted. And I actually took many different kind of medication, but all the medicines, none of the medicines actually bring me good sleep. And I suffered a lot because every time I change sleep, there will be quite a few nights that I wasn't able to sleep, and then I would be so weak, and I feel like I will collapse, and the endocrine, the constipation, and even excretion is affected. I couldn't have a normal excretion, and the most serious time I feel like I have the catheter. I couldn't even urinate. And after the traditional or the family doctor couldn't help me, so I went to see traditional Chinese doctors. I used all kinds of needles, even as big as a chopstick needle. It's so so they have to. It's so painful, and I found I suffered so much because they have to make me feel the pain, but still it couldn't help me to put me to sleep. So I thought, oh, what else can I do? And on an occasion, I suddenly saw a magazine from Bodhi Meditation, and I thought, oh, if Energy Bagua can help sleep, maybe I can give it a try. So the first time when he came to the meditation center, when he came here, his parents were holding him, and when he was talking, he was so weak, and he was extremely weak, actually. He couldn't even walk for 5 minutes, and he was carrying the catheter with him, and so he was only able to walk on the outer circle. And so he said, I have to ask somebody to put a chair behind me. And then after I walk a few minutes, and I sit on the chair, and I couldn't do the closing properly because I couldn't bend my back. And ever since then, I come to walk Energy Bagua every day. Every day I feel I'm improving. After a week, I feel my speed can catch up with everyone else. And after that, I made a decision to stop my meditation, but I gradually reduced the sleeping pills, and I found, oh, I can still fall asleep. I'm so overjoyed that Energy Bagua helped me so much. After a month of Energy Bagua practice, I found that my whole body is dramatically improved. I can enter a normal sleep. In the past, I couldn't even imagine it. Now I feel I'm stronger and stronger. After about 6 months, I'm almost back to normal. I can sleep regularly. Now he's completely a different person. Now he's very energetic. And this Mr. Sheng, he said, oh, he has so much energy, couldn't use up the energy. And he would even intentionally ride up hills and to the harder direction. And so Energy Bagua brings me from hell to heaven. I brought back my health and my confidence. My life becomes so wonderful now. Energy Bagua brings huge change and transformation in my life. So I love Energy Bagua. In the future, I will definitely persist my Energy Bagua practice, and I also want to help everybody to learn Energy Bagua so everybody can benefit. Thank you, Grandmaster. Thank you. Energy Bagua help him to get rid of the serious insomnia and be very, very energetic and find happiness and confidence. Wow, this is so wonderful. Yeah, before he was like so serious. Yeah, we were really, really worried about him. Yeah. He was not young at the time when his parents must be maybe 70 years old or 80 years to hold him, and he would have to cut a hole on the belly and to put a catheter. And he was so lack of energy that he couldn't even urinate. Of course, that would be very challenging to even survive. And definitely he tried every single way, the general practitioners and also the traditional Chinese doctors. Luckily, he found Bodhi meditation. Luckily, he has the common bond with Grandmaster. And only after a month, he was able to get back to normal sleep. It's like unimaginable before. When you can see that he was able to run and ride bicycles uphill, and he was jumping, and he was riding on a mountain bicycle and was playing badminton. He was full of energy every day, full of energy. Yeah, this is really what Energy Bagua for health, for energy. Yeah, so grateful for Grandmaster to share this Energy Bagua, to teach Energy Bagua, really saved his life. And Grandmaster said, you are lucky. Yes, you benefited from Energy Bagua. I'll give you a present. I'll give you this T-shirt. The treasure tree, yes, very handsome. Most importantly, that you have health. So this would be for Sheng Guanghui. I wish you health and longevity and wish fulfillment and auspiciousness. This is really wonderful. And the next, let's watch another one. Insomnia and depression disappeared. The world is not spinning. My name is Huang Caifeng. I'm 71 years old. I had a lot of issues physically. Insomnia caused that I couldn't even sleep for 2 hours, and I couldn't fall asleep, and very easily to wake up and startled. And the doctors say I have insomnia and also say I have depression. And then they will give me those medications and sleeping pills. So I had these medications for over 20 years. But even with the pill, I cannot sleep very well. And also because of Meniere's disease, there was one day I get up and I feel very, very dizzy in the daytime and night. I couldn't fall asleep because I feel so dizzy. And then I went to see the traditional Chinese doctor, and the Chinese doctor said I have the like the Meniere's disease, and I couldn't raise my head. So what they call, it's the water in the ear is not balanced. After meeting Energy Bagua in June 2016, I accidentally see Energy Bagua, and after I walked Energy Bagua for 3 months, my whole body was transformed. And then I continued to walk, and then I found that I never had that dizziness anymore, and also my insomnia is gone. I don't need sleeping pills. I can sleep for 6 to 7 hours. And the depression is also gone. I benefited everything. And also, I had much better temper. And in already 5 years, I don't need to see the doctor. I'm so grateful. I'm getting healthier. My children also think that I'm better, and they're also very happy. I'm so grateful for Grandmaster. I meet Energy Bagua and I meet Grandmaster JinBodhi. I'm so lucky. Thank you, Grandmaster. After walking Energy Bagua, the insomnia and depression disappeared. No more dizziness. And everybody is also smiling, I believe, when you're watching this. Yeah, when she was describing her problems. And they say, oh, it's terrible. Over 20 years having sleeping pills, she was only able to sleep 1 hour a day for over 20 years. And also the dizziness. This is very, very difficult to cure. And and then she would just be feeling completely dizzy. The world would be spinning. But after walking Energy Bagua, she doesn't need to see doctors within 5 years. Before, she went to see different doctors, and different doctors were diagnosed in different ways because she didn't get well. So the doctors would just guess what problem is that. It's like infertility. Sometimes it's because of the men. After they see 10 doctors, then the doctor would say both of them have problems, and maybe they still couldn't cure that problem. But this lady is very lucky. All of these are cured. So our online friends would say, "Oh, we need to give her a present first." And then we'll talk about her. So this is the Medicine Buddha's heart mantra for Huang Caifeng. Wish you health, longevity, auspiciousness, and wish fulfillment. So Yeah, what did the online friends say? Yeah. Yeah, a lot of our online friends also say thank you, Grandmaster, and they also share that they like Jimmy Chen said, before he couldn't sleep for a whole night after he learned Bodhi meditation and also listen to the bone melting meditation. Then he could just listen to the bone melting meditation and fall asleep. And then he didn't even need the bone melting meditation. He would just give him just say to himself, I need to go to sleep now, and then he would fall asleep. And then Nancy Yi said, oh, it's already been 2-3 years that she couldn't fall asleep, and after walking Energy Bagua 2-3 months now, she can sleep through the night. It's really wonderful. And another Su Hong, an online friend, said, it was because of a big fear that caused her insomnia, because she couldn't walk out of the fear after insomnia for 5 years, and then she had problem all over the body. Yes, it's just like the brothers and sisters who shared today. After the insomnia actually caused overall problem, but after practice Bodhi meditation, all of the issues are gone. Thank you, Grandmaster. Yeah. So this is wonderful. And Jin Gao said, 9 years of insomnia was cured after walking Energy Bagua. Before, he could only sleep for 3 hours. But now, whatever noise, none of the noise can wake him up. And this online friend, before, whenever he's thinking of something, he couldn't fall asleep. But coming to Bodhi meditation changed him. He would let go everything when he was sleeping, and so he can sleep through the night. And Wendy Lee says he actually there's a side effect of the brain tumor. It's insomnia. So because of the side effect, whenever he fall asleep, he would wake up at 2 a.m. and then he or she couldn't fall asleep, and then he would be very dizzy and feeling bad. And now after practicing Energy Bagua, he or she would be sleeping very well and full of energy every day. So there are so many people sharing their benefits. Okay, so next let's listen to another Taiwan friend sharing. It's a brother. He's sharing about insomnia. I'm coming from Taiwan, Tai. My name is Xiao Xianyu. My name is 73. I'm 73 years old. Before, the whole night I couldn't fall asleep. My eyes would be open wide and couldn't fall asleep for over 10 years. When the car passed by, I can hear the dog bark. I can hear the thieves steal something. I will be able to catch him. And taking sleeping pills, I would be dizzy, and driving would be very dizzy. And so my wife said I shouldn't take sleeping pill. That's not good. So I stopped taking sleeping pills. But without the sleeping pill, I couldn't fall asleep. I actually would be driving the big truck, and so I had to drink coffee to keep me awake. And after drinking the coffee, my heart will be I had that palpitation, and so it's very bad. But after meeting Energy Bagua in 2021, my wife see Energy Bagua in the park. The director of the Energy Bagua practice forums invited us to go there. At the beginning, I would walk. I will walk even in the afternoon, and after 3 months, I start to feel good, and slowly I will be able to fall asleep, and I can increase the time of sleep from 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 hours. And now at 9 p.m. I would be sitting on the chair and feeling so sleepy. My eyes are heavy. Before, I've never been like that. Even the TV shows are very good. I won't be able to. I won't watch it. and I won't be able to hear the dog bite. I would just sleep through the night. Yeah, I can average sleep 6 to 7 hours. Yeah, now I can sleep very soundly. I don't need to drink coffee. Yeah, I can drive cars to even further. I can go to Taipei and Tainan. I can go everywhere. And also, I had floaters for over 20 years and took all kinds of medicines. And at the end, I don't take medicines and all because it's not effective, but the floaters get more and more. After I walk Energy Bagua, the floaters disappeared. Now I've already walked Energy Bagua for a year. After a few months, it's very rare that I would see floaters. Yeah, before there would be so many floaters, like so many. But now I cannot see any floaters. Energy Bagua is really, really effective for us. Thank you, Grandmaster, to create this practice. Now I feel lighter and lighter. I'm so grateful for Grandmaster to help us to be healthy. After walking Energy Bagua, say goodbye to 10 years of insomnia and also 20 years of floater. Well, yeah, he's really fun. And when he was describing the insomnia, he would be able to hear all the cars and dog bites. And when the thief comes, he would catch the thief. And, well, he would be a good guard. Yeah. But in the daytime, he would be lack of energy. He would be sleepy. So, but he's driving trucks, so he would have to drink coffee to keep him awake. Yeah. Now it's Energy Bagua helped him so much. He won't be able to hear the dog bark, and even there's a very good TV show. He won't watch TV anymore. It's just like when he has enough energy, when the kidney energy support the heart, he would naturally feel sleepy. He want to go to sleep. The good thing is that he's supposed to sleep, then he feels sleepy. And in the daytime, he's supposed to be awake. He doesn't need coffee. And before, there were so many floaters. After walking Energy Bagua for a year, all the floaters are gone. So most of the insomnia are caused by lack of energy. Actually, everybody would have different emotions. Maybe this 1 or 2 days you have maybe you're grumpy and you couldn't fall asleep, and this is not insomnia. Maybe just for a few days later you will be fine. But a chronic insomnia is a lot of times caused by lack of energy. And then our online friends would say, oh, we heard that a lot of very serious diseases just by walking Energy Bagua cure such serious disease. You're so good at finding people to make up stories. No, these are all true stories, Joyce. Well, I want to tell you this is a secret for those Taoist practitioners. They try to become deities and divine beings, so they practice this. Actually, all those Taoist practitioners, they are actually psychic. They probably don't tell you. No. So most of the practitioners, they live very long. Those Taoist practitioners, they live very long. You know, when average people live till 70 years old, usually the Taoist practitioners, even like in 1980s, their average age would be 90 years old because they really care about practice. Yeah, and the whole life they are very strictly according to some rules. Yeah, if they didn't have any illnesses, they won't become a monk, or it's not because they want to become a deity. So first of all, they want to have a good life. When they had too serious disease, then they might become a monk or Taoist practitioner, and because they want to get well. So a lot of people, that's how they started these practices, and some people had the good opportunity to learn this. So Energy Bagua, maybe after you practice, the liver disease disappeared, and stomach disease disappeared, Meniere disease disappeared, and leg pain disappeared, and insomnia disappeared. Why is that? First of all, it's because of energy. The energy automatically adjusts our whole body and balance our whole body and all our energy. So it's the universe, or it's just the comprehensive energy. It's very hard to describe. Does it have anything to do with us? Maybe you haven't thought about it. The land, or the public security, or your work condition, or your marriage, does it have something to do with yourself? Yes, of course. It has definite connection with you. We're like living in a big net, those family relationships, and also work relationships, and all your social connections, and also the environment. In some area, maybe they have better security, or some areas of the city they have worse, not as safe, and some have better Feng Shui, some have worse. So it has something to do with our health. Yeah, I said a lot, right? Thank you, Grandmaster. Should we give some present to this old man? Okay, we'll also give him a T-shirt. Oh, this is the Diamond Sutra T-shirt. Yeah, so this is for you. I wish you health, longevity, wish fulfillment, and auspiciousness.
那我们再来看一个，
还有呢？
还有，
好，
对，来自于旧金山的安娜师姐，我叫 Anna.
My name is Anna,
我曾经患了
and I have had
20
severe
年
insomnia
严重
for
的
over
失眠
20
症。
years.
在我
I got the
41岁的
divorce
时
when I
候，
was
我离
41
婚了。
years old.
离婚后，
After
我
the
带着我
divorce,
的
I
年幼的女
immigrated
儿
to
移民来美
the
国。
United States with
当
my
时
young
我
daughter.
白天要上
At that
学，
time, I
还
went
要
to school
做
during
2
the
份
day,
工，
worked
还要
2
带孩
jobs,
子，
and took care
人
of my
特别的
daughter.
疲劳。
I was
但是
exhausted.
晚上呢又睡不
However,
着，
I couldn't fall
快到
asleep
天
at
亮的时
night.
候才睡着。
I could only get a little
刚
sleep
刚
at
睡着，
dawn.
闹
When
钟
I
又响
finally
了。
fell
后
asleep,
来我就
the
觉得我
alarm
是
clock
神经衰
would
弱
ring.
了，人非常的
I might have
烦躁，
neurasthenia.
会
I
头
was
痛，
easily
然后呢
irritated
心
and had
慌，
headaches
那
and
种
heart
慌的感觉是
palpitations.
心脏突然
My
间跳
heart
跳得很
rate
快，像
will
跳出
suddenly
来的
beat
感觉。
extremely fast,
有时候
as if
会
jumping
心
out of
痛，
my throat.
那种痛
The
就是像
pain
电
is
击
like
一般抽的痛，
electrolyzed.
非常的难受。然后呢，早上我梳头的时候，头
It's
发
very
是一把一把的
uncomfortable.
往
My
下
hair
掉。
was falling out
当
in a
时的心情
large
非常
amounts
糟
while
糕，我
brushing.
开始
I was
服
torn
用各
apart.
种安眠药，
I started using all
后
sorts
来
of sleeping
药量
pills
服的越来越
and
大，
gradually
每天
increased
要
the
靠
dose.
3粒安眠药
I
才
could
能
only
睡
sleep
觉。
after taking
我
3
后来发
sleeping
现我自
pills.
己患了严重的健
I
忘，
also had
前
memory
1分钟
loss.
的事情，后1
I'd
分钟就
forget
忘
what
记了。
just happened a minute
然后我就去
later.
看中医，
So I went to see a
中医
traditional
让我
Chinese
把
medicine
安眠药
doctor
停了。
who told me to
我
stop
服了
taking
一
the
段时
sleeping
间的中
pills.
药，好像效果也不太
I
明
took
显。
traditional Chinese
后
medicine
来
for
我
a
尝
while.
试
The
了去
result
做运
was
动，
not obvious
做大
either.
量的运动，跑
Later,
步，
I tried vigorous
跳有氧操，
exercises like
让自己
running,
出很多的
aerobics,
汗，
and sweating it out.
身体非常
My
的累。
body was
可
exhausted,
是躺在床
but I
上
still couldn't
反
sleep.
而睡不着觉。到了，我记得有一
I
有一段
remember
时间最长
once
的是
I
1个月
didn't
睡不
sleep
着。
for
然后
months.
那时候我觉得我好像精
During
神
that
完全
time,
恍
I
惚了。
was in a
白天
trance.
别人跟我说话，
When
我什么
someone
都听不
talked
进
to
去。
me, I couldn't hear
我不知
anything,
道我自己在
and I
做啥。
didn't know what I
然
was
后整个人
doing.
状态特别
I
糟，
was in a
人
bad
家说看到
place.
我脸色发
People
黄，然后
say
眼
my
睛眼
face
圈
looked
是黑
dull
的，
and had dark
脸色挺
circles
吓人
under
的。
my
不知
eyes.
道失
It
眠的
was
人也许
unsightly.
真的感受不到
People
这
who
种
haven't
痛苦。
experienced
有
insomnia
好几次
cannot
我都觉
understand
得
this pain.
我
Sometimes
我真的是好像有点活不下
I
去
felt there
了，
was no meaning in
太
life.
痛苦了。
On many occasions, I didn't feel I could live any longer, and it was too painful. I was depressed. When I was at rock bottom, a good friend brought me to Bodhi meditation. They taught me Energy Bagua, so I walked Energy Bagua every morning. I also attended a meditation retreat and practiced a meditation of greater illumination. I practiced meditation for 3 to 4 hours a day. 3 months later, I realized I could sleep for 2 to 3 hours. It was amazing for me. Later, I went to bed every night listening to Master's blessing music of Prashna mantra. As I listened, I would feel sleepy and sleep until the morning. It was deep sleep. A year later, my insomnia healed completely. I can sleep like a healthy person for 6 hours. It's a rare thing for me and brought me great happiness. My headache and heart palpitations also disappeared. My neurasthenia healed as well. It's miraculous. These issues never returned. I can sleep very well. I feel like I'm reborn. I have more energy, as if I have returned to my 30s, and I'm full of energy. I'm exhilarated. Thank you. I'm grateful to have met Grandmaster JinBodhi. I learned his wonderful methods. Thank you for giving me a second chance in life. I'm deeply grateful to Grandmaster. Thank you, Master. After working Energy Bagua, 20 years of insomnia disappeared. Neurasthenia got well. Headache and heart palpitations disappeared. Full of energy. And looks younger. Her case is very challenging too. It's the life of stress that caused her to have insomnia, and she had insomnia for over 20 years. She barely slept. Comparing her situation to the sharings before, I learned that when she had insomnia, she felt that maybe because she didn't have enough exercise, and maybe that's why she couldn't sleep. And so she exercised and did aerobics so that she exhausted herself, and maybe it would help her to sleep. But today, after we learned about Master's explanations through energy, we learned that that was not the case. And the way that she did it was only adding fuel to fire. And the more she's exhausted, the less energy she had. And after she ran, she was exhausted and she couldn't even sleep. And it wasn't helping her. It's just more stress for her. And after meeting Bodhi meditation, she learned Energy Bagua, and the situation quickly turned around. When she was able to sleep for 2 hours, she was exhilarated. How much pain was she in before? A year later, everything was better, and she can sleep for over 6 hours a day and said goodbye to 20 years of insomnia. She's so grateful to Grandmaster. It's truly a rebirth. 20 years, wow. Okay, this clothes is for Anna. This is a quick dry t-shirt, and it wouldn't have any smell. It's Bodhi's Energy Bagua t-shirt. I wish you health, longevity, and auspiciousness. Thank you, Master. After listening to these sharings and listening to our online friends' comments, we're very grateful to Grandmaster, including myself. I have had issues with sleeping. It affects your body physically, mentally, and it brings suffering to your life. It's not just about not being able to sleep, but it disrupts your life. When you cannot sleep, especially if it's chronic, if it's long-term, your physical health and your mental health will be alarming. Master says many people, when they can't sleep, they become alcoholics. Yes, Master, they drink to help them sleeping. Many people saying that I can't sleep. I can't sleep until it's 2 a.m. I will see if there is any alcohol at home. I remember I heard a sharing from Taiwan. He said that he used alcohol to help him to sleep. He didn't fall asleep naturally. He was drunk. And think about it. When you drink so much, why is it bad for you? You might get the 3 highs, and it's bad for your heart. It's very harmful to health. So it's truly adding fuel to fire. When insomnia is very severe, it is a start of pain. Chronic insomnia, not only does it cause dull and dark skin, it will also cause chest tightness, chest discomfort, heart palpitation, chest pain, headaches, migraines, and also neurasthenia. Master says it also increases the risk of stroke. The other sister shared that when she had insomnia, she even thought she might get a stroke, so she went for checkups. And also, it's more likely to cause depression and weakened immune system and all sorts of body pain, lack of strength, and also loss of memory, hair loss. There are so many issues. Also, bad temper. Everybody who cannot sleep have bad temper. Of course, if they are not sleeping, they are irritated. Master says, let me add one more. It will also harm your digestive system. People who cannot sleep at night, they want to sleep, but they cannot sleep. They will have digestive system issues. The simplest might be too much stomach acid. There was a brother who was a truck driver. Isn't it scary when he cannot sleep at night, but he has to drive long distance during the day? What if he was a pilot? What if he was what if you are a doctor and you need to if you need to operate on someone? Isn't that scary? But there's no specific occupation that will cause insomnia. Any career might cause, any job might cause insomnia. And it follows you everywhere. It's scary. So fundamentally, it might shorten your life expectancy. People who can sleep and cannot sleep will be different. Master mentioned about those self-cultivators who can live a long life. So we really need to follow Master and use the simple methods to cultivate. In self-cultivation, finding a good master, finding a good method is the most important thing. It's like there was a movie. There was a movie for treasure hunt, and the treasure map is the most important. So the method is the most important. Master, let me introduce to everyone what are the methods that can help with insomnia. For example, the first one, the one we saw the most is Energy Bagua and Bodhi meditation. And additionally, many sharings included Master's energy blessing music, Life is a Dream, the one that Master used, the singing bowl. It's called Life is a Dream. It's available on Grandmaster's YouTube channel. Master
我跟新的网友讲一下，
was using a singing bowl to make this music.
特意的
And
是做了一个8小时的一个
Master actually intentionally created this music as 8 hours long. Not only does it help you to fall asleep quickly, but during your sleep, this music will accompany until the morning. And so when you are sleeping, your body is automatically receiving these auspicious blessing energy. Not only is it your natural sleep, but you are receiving blessing from Master. And that's why the effect is very strong. The next thing,
特别推荐的这个
觉真 recommended it a lot. This method needs to be learned from Master, and it's called the meditation of bone melting. From the heaven, there is a drop of dew that fall onto your head. And starting from the top of your head, you start to relax. Even before you get to your shoulders, you already fall asleep. I heard many students ask me that, how many times did Master repeat his guidance during this music? Because people never get to the end before they fall asleep. Master, when did we record Life is a Dream? Master wants to talk. Master says, so after Life is a Dream video was produced, they give it to me so that I can go over it. And the first time, I fell asleep within 3 minutes of listening to it. The second time, I tried to keep myself awake, and I could only listen to it for 5 minutes before falling asleep. And the longest I stayed awake was 7 minutes. And so I didn't go over the entirety of it because I couldn't. I just fell asleep. As I listened to it, I fell asleep. This is very good because in this method, there is a very high state of mind. And it corresponds to the energy, to the universe, to the way of nature that Master has introduced earlier in this session. And if you want to listen to the meditation of bone melting, you can go to cibeiyin.com or bodhicollege.com to purchase. And it's really worth it. Not only does it help you to go to sleep, but it has more benefits, more meanings. Next, during this session, during this period of time, we taught people how to do foot baths. When Master introduced this foot baths to everyone, it was because people was asking about how to get rid of dampness and how to get rid of foot pain or athlete's foot. And once we taught everyone this foot bath recipe, many comments came in. Not only did they got rid of dampness and athlete's foot, many people were sleeping better after taking a foot bath, and they didn't want to wake up in the morning too. The same, so they got very deep sleep. I took a day off and I took a foot bath on that day. And on the next morning, when I woke up, it was already 9:47 in the morning. I had such a deep sleep. This is a very good recipe, a good method. Master says when you're not worrying about anything, you can sleep until the sun's rise. And if you want to sleep better, you can use this foot bath recipe. Master, I want to share a sharing from Taiwan. She says, "Dear Master, my husband couldn't sleep well. He tossed and turned for 1 to 2 hours before falling asleep. He used Grandmaster's food bath recipe to remove dampness every day in the last month. Now he can fall asleep in just a few minutes. He doesn't toss and turn anymore. Thank you, Master. We're so happy." My husband has another benefit. He was a truck driver and had athlete's foot for over 15 years. He always felt itchy in between his toes. I'm not exaggerating when I say that we have used several pounds of ointments. After using Master's foot bath recipe, the itch stopped after a week. After using the foot bath for a month, it rarely itches now. We're truly grateful to Master. So he can sleep better, and also his athlete's foot got well. This is great. Let me give them a gift for He Che. How about this one? This is so cute. This is Manjusri Bodhisattva. I wish both of you good health, longevity, and auspiciousness. Thank you, Master. There's another sharing from Danielle. My mom is 93 years old and has a history of insomnia. Her insomnia worsened after her hip surgery this April. Although she was taking sleeping pills and melatonin, but it's still difficult for her to sleep. When she does sleep, she will wake up after an hour, and she can't sleep very well. On June 17th, I used Master's food bath recipe and gave my mom a food bath. I also helped my mom with Grandmaster's foot massage method. Then I asked her how she slept the next day. She smiled and said, "I slept deeply." Her sleeping quality improved significantly after using the food bath continuously for 3 days. Since then, she has become a fan of the food bath and food massage. Thank you, Master. This is fantastic. She's over 90 years old. It's rare for her, and she had a surgery at this age. There's a lot of risk. The more aged you are, the longer it takes for you to recover. The younger you are, the quicker you can recover. And with meditation and Energy Bagua, the younger you are, the results will come faster too. And I want to give Danielle and her mother a gift. For Danielle's mother. How about this one? This is Medicine Buddha. She'll look very young. This is a Medicine Buddha t-shirt. I hope I wish Medicine Buddha's great compassion will protect Danielle's mom with good health and auspiciousness. It's great to hear it's good to hear everyone's benefits. And many people are still sending in their comments. Sleeping issues is very common, and I really want to help you. Many people came to hear about these health, and are you bored with it? But there's many different illnesses, and it tortures people, especially with sleeping issues. Many people, if they cannot sleep for 2 nights, they will become crazy. And there was a person who couldn't sleep well for 20 years. How does she live? It's really torturing. And it also causes many other illnesses. Master, in addition to Energy Bagua and meditation methods, many friends already have confidence. And our new friends, if they haven't tried our methods, the earlier you start, the earlier you can say goodbye to insomnia. Master, you mentioned that you're giving a great gift to everyone. What is it? Master already mentioned it in the previous live stream. What is that gift? Did I mention it last time?
我不记得。
I don't remember.
以自己承不承认为主。
It really depends on whether I remember it.
对，这个我觉得就是出于一份慈悲心吧。
With
毕竟我不是医生。
compassion.
对，有些是祖传。
I am not a doctor. Some of these remedies are given to me, passed down from my family. Some are given to me by my master. And these methods might be helpful for you. Because I'm not a doctor, when I talk about these, I really want to tell you and help you, but I do have some worries. I see that many people are tortured by insomnia, and they are in pain and suffering, so I can't help but to tell it to you. And so today I want to share a remedy for you. I call it Sleeping Beauty Tea. Sleeping Beauty, so it helps you to sleep. In the ancient times, it was this remedy was actually discovered by a well-known physician from ancient China, and I altered it a little bit. You can take it as a food remedy instead of a medicine, and maybe it will help you to relieve some of the insomnia issues. So it's a great food for good health. In front of me, there are. Bring it over. Give me the big flower first. Take a guess. What is this? Is this a rose? This is a blossoming rose. And this is one of the ingredients of this remedy. A rose flower. Did we have rose as an ingredient in our previous remedies? No. I think Master shared about the rose with a very small group of people. So now remember, rose is one of the ingredients. And look at this. What is this? Is it garlic? No, it's a lily flower bulb. These lily bulb, this is not the flower, but it's food. Another thing is this. If you look at the picture, you might not recognize what this is. This is called sour date seed. Sour date seed. It's also known as spina date seed. So this is the seed of a sour date. And in this Sleeping Beauty remedy, sour date seed is the primary ingredient. And these ingredients work together. And that's enough. So, Master, there's different types of sour date seeds. There are raw ones and cooked ones. And what does Master recommend? You should, we can buy the cooked sour date seeds, and they're usually available in all traditional Chinese medicine stores, and it's very common. So the concept of medicine is about discovery and combination. If you discover its effect and put it in a good combinations and it will work. And so this is a tea. This remedy is a tea. Let's talk about the ingredients. Rose flowers. You can use fresh rose. If you have fresh rose at home, you can use these rose, or you can also buy. If you don't have these rose at home, you can also buy dried rose buds. After it's dried, it's very small. You can purchase these from the stores all year long. And if you buy it in a medicine store, then it was prepared in such a way for medicine, so it might be safer for you to consume. It's very small. Let me show you how big it is. It's slightly bigger than a peanut. So these are, we usually use flower buds that haven't blossomed yet, and this flower has already blossomed, so it looks bigger, and this particular species of flower is also bigger. So if you use the rose flower buds, you need 10 buds in 1 cup of tea. So 10 flower buds. What about fresh rose flower? Then it really depends on how big the rose flower is. Probably 1 rose is enough. And remember to wash it just to make sure there's no insects or ants in the flower, hidden in the flower. And so wash the fresh flower. And just 1 fresh flower is enough. Next, use lily flower bulb. These lily bulb, the one I have here, are fresh. You can also use dried lily bulbs. Because lily bulb is not easy to store, so many people will dry it. And so you can buy the fresh ones or dried ones. Usually, don't use that whole bulb, but just use the bulb comes in it's round shaped and it's made up of many different petals. Just use 5 petals from the bulb and not the entire bulb. And for sour date seed, use about 5 grams. Before you soak it in water, use a hammer to crack the seed. You don't have to grind it into a powder, but just use a hammer to crack it a little bit so that the energy and can come out when you cook it. So every day, 1 person can drink about in liters. This bottle in my hand, this bottle is a regular water bottle, and this bottle usually, do you know how many milliliter is in there? It's about 500 milliliter. So this is 500 milliliter, and because it's a tea, so you can put in more or less ingredients. That's okay. And if you want to drink this 1 bottle, 500 milliliter, you have to start with 700 milliliters of water. So 1 bottle and a bit more to cook, to boil all the ingredients together, and boil it down to 500 milliliter. When you're boiling the ingredients, you have to boil for 10 to 20 or 30 minutes, depending on what the stove is set on. So it really depends on how fast the water evaporates. The type of pot you use, if you want better result, you want to use a porcelain or ceramic pot. If you don't have it, then you can use stainless steel pots. I don't recommend aluminum or tin pots. Or don't use these type of pots for cookware in the kitchen. It's not very safe because it might contain heavy metals. And when you are boiling the tea, we tried it. I actually didn't try it for myself because I can sleep. I have very good sleep. I can sleep whenever I want. Until today, I probably only had insomnia for less than 30 days. Sometimes when I'm too tired, or sometimes I have some, or if I'm irritated, then I might not sleep very well. So I rarely use this remedy. So I don't have a lot of experience with boiling this tea. And so we tried making this tea before we started this live stream. And then I discovered that when you buy it from the store, it's not cracked. So you have to use a hammer to crack the seeds on a cutting board. And then the water, and if you use 700 milliliters of water, soak the sour date seed in that water for an hour first, and then add in the rose, add in the lily bulbs to boil it. And that will have a better effect because sour date seed is a primary ingredient and the shell is very hard. And that's why if we want more medicinal effect from the seed, we need to soak it and then boil it. My suggestion is that after we boil it, we should pour it out, but don't put it in this plastic bottle. I'm just using this plastic bottle to show you the amount of water. This is just a demonstration. And after you boil the tea, pour it into a ceramic or stainless steel bowl to cool it, and then pour it into your cup or tumbler. So when you drink it, don't make sure that it's not too hot. Just make sure that it's warm, like warm water. And it's best if you pour all the ingredient into that bottle as well. And so even while you're drinking it, the ingredients are still soaked in the tea. And you should finish drinking the tea before bedtime, but don't drink all of it before bedtime. I actually had this question, when should we drink this water? Master says everyone's health is different, and my method is neutral. So you should start drinking after having lunch. And when you feel thirsty, take a sip or two. If you drink everything all at once, then when your digestive system is working on it, a lot of it just become waste and it's excreted. And my way of drinking it is easier for your digestive system to accept it. It's better for absorption. So we should drink it from early in the afternoon until bedtime. Master mentioned that the sour date seed is the most important ingredient of this tea. It helps us to calm our mind. Why is it called Sleeping Beauty tea? Many people might be familiar with rose. That rose makes our skin more beautiful. Master, does it mean that when we wake up from sleeping, we become more beautiful? It's not related to any particular ingredient, but once you can sleep well, you will look more beautiful. If you can't sleep very well, your complexion won't look right. I heard that many elders say that women has to sleep. Sleeping is very important. If everything else is normal, for example, children when they're going to school, if they sleep longer on Saturday, then they will be refreshed and have better memory, and it will also help them to grow taller. When you are growing your legs when you're sleeping. So for children, it's also important for them to have good sleep. All right, so the Sleeping Beauty tea is very easy, and the ingredients are also very simple, and it's not very expensive too. It's very convenient as well. So is everyone suitable for this tea? Master, I know that sour date seed is a laxative, so people who have diarrhea is not suitable for it. Master says any ingredient, anything. There are people who don't take the ingredient well. And that's true for any ingredient. If you have cold hands and foot, then it's not suitable to use this remedy. But if you still want to use this recipe, then you can add some red date. If you worry that the skin of the red date is not suitable for digestion, then you can roast the red date over the stove until it's slightly burnt, and then add it to and then soak it in water to boil it. So if you have a cold constitution, if you have cold hands and feet, it's even better to use red date. And red date itself will help you to get better complexion and help you with sleep. And it also, if you toast the red date skin on fire, then it will help with your spleen. So use sour date seeds along with red date. Everyone's situation is different. When you try it, you can try my remedy, but don't adjust the ingredients amount and don't add other ingredients by yourself. Otherwise, there might be other risks. Let me tell you how to make it more suitable. After you cook it, you can use the chopstick and dip the chopstick into the drink. And make sure that you don't burn yourself. Make sure that the drink is cooled. And put this drink onto your forearm, especially your left forearm, where your wrist is. So add a drop of that drink onto your left wrist and wait for 3 minutes. You can rub it after you drop a drop of tea on there and see if there's any redness, rashes, or discomfort. And observe for 15 minutes. Do you feel any discomfort? You can also take a sip or two. Give it a try. So you can do a skin test. When you go to the hospital, if you need to have any injection, they will do a skin test to see if you have any allergic reactions. And if you feel redness, then you can't use this medicine. So you can do the skin test yourself with this tea, or take a sip or two just to try it. Then you will know whether you are suitable for drinking this tea. And also, when you're drinking this tea, do you have any discomfort? Is the discomfort because of this tea, you can make the decision for yourself whether you should continue to drink this tea. I can't take any responsibilities because I just know this good ancient remedy, but I don't know whether this remedy is suitable for you. So when you try it, you should take care to notice if you have any discomfort. Once you feel any discomfort, stop drinking the tea and go to see a doctor. And for most of the cases, the sour date seed is not poisonous, but it's my responsibility to remind you of these things. If you have a feeling in your mind that I can't eat it, then don't drink it, because these some people have intuitions, and pregnant women has to be very careful. I don't recommend anything for pregnant women because they are like a exotic, a precious animal. And so I wouldn't recommend anything for you. And also cancer patients, people who are doing chemotherapy, I don't recommend it to you. And this remedy is only for people who have simple sleeping issues. Master, there's a person who asked, she says her situation is different from the others. Dear Master, usually I can sleep well. However, in the recent months, I always see a shadow moving when the light is turned off. I would lay on the bed for 4 to 5 hours before falling asleep, but then it's time to get up. It severely affects my day. It causes headache, bad temper, bad mood. It also affected my memory and balance. Master, please teach me what to do. Master, in her situation, would a foot bath or drinking Sleeping Beauty tea, would these methods help her? So what is the question? So recently, before she's going to bed, she will always see a shadow moving. So she's frightened that she couldn't sleep. So the first thing is about falling asleep. But I hear a more important question. What is moving? Who is moving? Is it an illusion or is it real? And so this is another thing I want to remind you. Some of the sleeping issues is caused by things affecting you, and it's not something normal. It is caused by evil energy. So it's not just a simple health issue. Some people will always see a shadow moving, and it's always that shadow is looking at you, so you're scared and you can't sleep. You might want to sell your house, but you couldn't. So there's evil energy at your home. Then what should they do, Master? This is another type of issue. I remember before, when we were talking about another method, another topic, many people had similar issue. And I don't know, Master. When they have this type of issue, should they seek help from Mahakala or Bodhisattvas in restful expression, or even Guru Rinpoche? So this situation is not a simple health issue. It's not simply about their energy, but it's related to evil energy. That's why you need to ward off the evil. For example, Guru Rinpoche, Mahakala. And now I don't let people to use my pictures for this issue. And also there's other special restful expressions. For example, Vajra pestles. You have to use these items that can ward off evil, and also some items that have been blessed by masters like me. For example, these rocks or treasure vases, or a sword, a dagger, or a crystal tower. Not only does it eliminate the bad energy caused by Feng Shui. It will also ward off evil. In Journey to the West, when the Monkey King was creating a chaos in the heaven, the Buddha suppressed him under a mountain, and these small rocks, when they are facing the evil, these are like Sumera mountain, and the Vajra petals will have also served this purpose. And then, when you have these, you can use foot baths or sleeping music to help you. So there are many different causes for insomnia, and one of them is caused by evil energy. And with these evil energy and Feng Shui issues, or your yearly fate issue, or also maybe in your past you have killed or murdered other people, and that's why these spirits are coming back to seek revenge, or your ancestors may have harmed other sentient beings, and that's why they came back. Do you remember we were talking to a young girl from Singapore, and she's only 12 years old. She will see many beings who have passed away, and they came to her bedroom, and her grandfather was a practitioner who helped people to send away people's spirits, and so these spirits were not sent away by her grandfather, so they came to this little girl. And so when you have merits, you will receive the benefits. When you have a debt, you need to repay the debt, and you might even get punished. And so some of these evil came because of you, some came because of your ancestors, and they came to, so these are ghosts or spirits or evil energies coming to seek revenge. And the best solution is to first make merits, and next is to have a dharma item that was blessed by a true master of cultivation, and a good master. They can give you a piece of paper and it works. With a master who's not so powerful, they can give you a mountain of gold and it wouldn't work. And so this is one of the most difficult, challenging cause of insomnia. And there are many different blessing merit opportunities. For example, producing sutras, offering light, or inviting a Buddha or Bodhisattva statue home. And recently, I have released a series of stones to get rid of evil energy. There are different types of stones. There are natural crystals. There's lazurite and amethyst, green jade. And also there's one many people might not understand. This is another type of jade. It has many colors, and it's still in the jade family. And there's also there's also these tiger eye stones. When you move it, you can see the shine from it. Some of these stones will help you to absorb energy and transform evil energy into auspicious energy. And that is the highest type of Feng Shui, where the energy is transformed. And before we had Feng Shui trays for this purpose. And you see some large stones here. And each stone represents a mountain. And these are natural shapes. And after billions of years of it has took this natural shape, and we didn't do anything to form the shape. It can help you to ward off evil, increase energy, increase the energy of you, your family, and help you to sleep better, eat better, become successful in school and in work, and also have a harmonious family. Some people are asking, from my kitchen, I can see a large chimney from a factory, and there's smoke coming out from the factory. Would it harm me? If you see it, then it will harm you. Then how do you avoid it? This is a chimney, and it's giving off, there's fire in it, so you cannot place a tree there. So you can place a large stone there to eliminate that bad energy. And if you put that stone there, it's like a forest, and it get rid of the bad energy and keeps the good energy. And also there's a house facing oncoming traffic. It's like a three-way road, and your house is in the middle, and it faces the oncoming traffic. If the driver is drunk, he might drive straight into your house, and this type of energy is very scary. Then what can you do? My solution is usually to place a piece of rock that looks like a mountain. Say that if your home is not a high-rise building, and if there is a yard at the front of the building, you can put several large pieces of stone, like boulders, as big as 1 meter in size, to place it in front of your house. And first, when drivers are driving after they got drunk, they can do anything, and you can place a boulder there to block the car. And these type of boulders can also eliminate the negative energy. And if you place some tree in correspondence to these large boulders, then it will be even better. If you can hang a spell, a charm, that would be even better. My painting, the Sunlit Forest, is actually a Feng Shui painting. Some artists might say that, this drawing is not even as good as my young daughter, but this is a Feng Shui painting, and it's used in Feng Shui. There are so many giant trees. I'm not afraid of that oncoming traffic, and also it will block that bad energy, and it also represents harvest. This golden energy represents golden fruits. I trust some people will understand it, and it will bring you help. So these are Feng Shui items that can help you to sleep well and live safely. So in the end, when you have good appetite, when you can eat well, sleep well, when you can move freely, and when you're happy, then you can live a long life. Through cultivation, when we're self-cultivating, we are also very careful and adjusting our diet. We've already talked about some signs of illnesses. If we can get rid of these signs, then maybe we can live for another 20 or 30 years. And that's a piece of cake. If originally your fate is to live until 70 years old, if you add on 28 years more to it, then how old are you? That is a long life. If we take care of ourselves, it's not hard. So I hope everyone can understand these issues. When we're talking about this, I saw this red vase. This red vase, a person actually asked me this morning, what is the difference between red color vase to other colors? Red means heat, blood, and fire. It's the original energy of life. And also in Chinese, we say that red is grand auspiciousness, as big as heaven. In some ancient dynasties of China, many of the government officials will wear red-colored clothing, and it represents that you are a high-ranked official, and so your life is much better than the civilians. And also in the government departments and government officials' residence, the doors there are all coated using red paint, so it also represents power. And people who have succeeded in the imperial exam, they also wear red robes as well. So these red vases, how do you use it? As the front is rock and tree, and so the right side is a tree, and then place a red vase on the left side, and so it helps you to accumulate wealth and qi. Usually in the ancient, they don't say it so straightforward, but nowadays people wants to people are desperate to gain wealth. And in the ancient times, we just say that it's accumulation of qi. In this qi, there's health, longevity, power, wealth. And in this qi, it contains all the auspiciousness. And what about this red vase? It accumulates that qi. It has a big belly and a small opening. And it's round like walking energy bagua. When somebody attacks with this qi, this attack is transformed into your wealth. When there is a flood, the flood will wash away many crops, many houses, but we generate electricity through water's movement too. And this vase has the same purpose. You can accumulate this qi of auspiciousness, so that you can have a better life. In tantric practice, it's also called the qi of treasure vase. Nowadays, today when we talk about insomnia, we start with why. It's due to a lack of qi, either yin energy or yang energy. And it's difficult for us to distinguish which type of qi we're lacking. And just walk energy bagua through turning and walking in different directions. It automatically adjusts your energy and giving you the energy of longevity. And that's why after walking energy bagua, your eyes become bright. You don't have Parkinson can be healed. Parkinson can get better. Asthma can get better. And this is not bad. Many people who have practiced, this is their true benefits. And when you're working Energy Bagua, it is that original vital chi that makes us healthy and live a long time and become a living deity in the human world. Work Energy Bagua every day and live to the golden age of 99. So that's all for today's live stream. It's already 2.5 hours. Thank you, Master. Alright, so today is Friday in Vancouver, and tomorrow is about the youth. If you have children at home, bring them to listen. Nobody will regret. When you call them to listen, they might be irritated. But try different methods to get them to listen. Afterwards, they'll be happy. And we will listen and answer these young people's real questions. So tomorrow, when you come to listen, you can write comments or ask me questions in emails. These young people, they are very energetic, but they lack experience. So I will share my very good experience that leads youth onto the right path, onto success. I will share these experience with you. And so our young friends, don't miss tomorrow's live stream. Alright, I wish everyone good health and longevity, happiness. Let's meet again tomorrow at the same time. Tomorrow, Vancouver time is 6 p.m. and Asia Taipei time is 9 a.m.
让我与您相遇，小小的红点里，人生就此欢喜。我快乐了，我健康了，我幸福了，我美丽了。在茫茫人海之中，让我与您相遇。小小的红点里，人生变得神奇。我智慧了，我宽容了，我慈悲了，我自在了。因为有了你，生命变得更坚定，不忧忧无虑。因为有了你，日子不再有哭泣，不再有恐惧。我快乐了，我健康了，我幸福了，我美丽了。智慧。